What's poppin', everybody? Today I'm gonna be showing y'all this 21 Savage beat. I know I'm a little late on this, but 21 Savage, like last week, it was either last week or like a week and a half ago, he dropped Savage Mode 2, and I was like, yo, just like every other time that I'm doing something on this channel now, I'm like, this artist just dropped this project, so why don't I make something and then show you how to make something like that? Let's just get into it. And it's just a breakdown because I already did it, so I'm sorry to anybody who wanted it from scratch. Okay, so to start out, like usual, let's play the beat. I'm just gonna stop it there. So to start out with the first thing that you hear on this beat, you hear this pad from Omnisphere. This is out of my brother Gabagoo's kit, aka Beats by Trav. Pad, it was like, it's literally called Use This, so I guess I had to use it. So this is in the key of C minor, and it's a rather simple progression. It's just an inverted C minor chord, and then it goes down to A, but it drops, it gives it just a darker vibe. Of course, when you're doing anything in a minor scale, you can make it sound dark or sad or gloomy or depressed, or, you know, I want to just cry myself to sleep with a bowl of ice cream. For this, I didn't want like too dark of a vibe. I wanted to just be like, I want it to be ambient, but like not happy. This could be on some dark beep when you start adding in some other stuff to it. So I added in right here. The next thing that you hear in here is this little arcade like synth. A lot of 21 Savage's stuff is this ambient dark sort of vibe. So when you pile this in with also let me go back to this too and show the mixing on this one on this preset. So literally that's it. That's why I forgot to even show you, because it's just EQ'd. This is just what it sounds like. There's nothing crazy about it. Could I have added RC20 onto it? Probably, like every other YouTuber does. Of course. Could I have used the drip plugin, and with 2 simple clicks I could have made it sound perfect? Then we move on to this arcade right here, in which I added some gross beat, and I can play it without it. So this is it without gross beat. Like, it sounded good, but I didn't want it too high pitched and standing out. I wanted it sitting in the back to let it like be a little bit more ambient. So I half-timed it and added reverb, so then it really sits there in the back. And then when you add that in with the pad, it feels like it's already, like it's all one sound to begin with, so you don't really even like think too much about it. Now we move on to this next section right here. We have this come in. This is where you get that more of a dark vibe. This bell or pluck, whatever you want to call it. It's a bell. Another one out of Trav's kit. Bell Chosen. It's like dark sort of vibe to it. It's just played. It literally is played out to the same exact MIDI pattern that I have on the pad, but you can just hear. So you hear the pluck when you add that in with the pad and arcade. You get. And of course, it would not be a Metro beat without a intro bass leading into the drop. Now these sound like slides, but it's just the way that this bass in Omnisphere works. This one is called Computer out of Ethernet, and I actually use it a lot on, I think I also use the same exact one when I did the Bryson Tiller tutorial. And if you want that same sort of like hovering effect that I was doing in that, that's how you do it with this bass right here. There's no effects on it. I mean, the only effect that I actually might have on this, sometimes I'll add R bass onto it just to give it a deeper low end, which I can show what it sounds like, because it might actually work better with this. But and then come over here, big bottoms. That's right. And you can just hear how much deeper it actually sounds. But you add this in with here, and also these are following just the same, like these are following the same notes in these chords. But this, I'm not gonna go to the drums yet because I want to show this section right here. This is it's like a little breakdown, right? Same bass, but the only difference is I added in this key. I don't know what I clicked on. I messed something up already. But it's just this key out of one of Nick Myra's kits that I fussed around with a lot, because this is what it sounds like without anything. And this is following the top melody of the main melody pattern, in which first thing I did was filtered down the high end, low passed it a bit, made it a little bit underwater, a little more ambient. I cut out some of the lows so it didn't clash around with the bass when I dropped it down even more. Added some flanger, give it some color. Add some more RC20 to give it a little bit more color, a little vinyl effect, make it sound like it's from a sample. Added a lot of reverb, and then I half-timed it, of course. Half-timed it and added a gate onto it, so it has a little bit more movement. It doesn't sound as stagnant. There's a very dark feel to it. Now if we come to pattern 12 right here, this is another, follows the top melody from the main chords. And this right here is another lead. Well, this is another sound out of one of Nick Myra's kits. It's a lead called Baritone without anything on it. I'll show it again. I basically did the same exact steps as the previous sound. But then again, like everything else from here, I didn't want it to be too much of a high end on the sound. I wanted it to be sitting in the background, a little bit more ambient and a little bit darker. Even though in a lot of 21's beats, you'll hear like a high pitched lead go up or something, depending on who produced it, like from Metro, like London, whoever's on the beat. But for this video and for this beat, I wanted to like make everything just dark, and it didn't drop it down low enough where when I grow speed it, it didn't sound high pitched. So I added a little bit of reverb, make it sound a little bit more ambient too. Wanted to add it into, or give it more bass within the stereo field, and cut out some of that low end so it doesn't clash with the bass. And then same thing with this sound right here, I low passed it again, just make it sit a little bit more in the back so it's a little bit more ambient, a little bit darker. So all this together with this, and then I also added a piano in too. Added RC20 onto it, make it a little bit darker, a little retro. Half-timed it. Now you have a spicy meatball. Who have been produced for a minute, you already know what I'm about to say. Simple drums. So hi-hat, basically a two-step pattern with like a few like rolls in it. That's pretty much it. And all these sounds, like especially these ones, these are all basic sounds you can get out of pretty much any kit. Like even like for this I used Rio's kit, shout out Rio, but normally I could have used even sounds out of this Hydra kit. This is from the old Kyoku gang. this kit is free, but all these sounds in here are like basic sounds that basically you'd hear in a Metro beat. Oh, it's simple. It's just a basic clap. Like I got nothing to like. Do you need a clap MIDI? And here I have the snare going at the same time as the clap. And once again, these are all sounds you can pretty much find out of like almost any kit. But this is what fit right for this. And then for here, I have the 808, which it follows the root notes and the notes within the chords. And this is just a regular spins 808. You can find this in pretty much any kit. Now in this section right here, where I changed it up a little bit, where it's not as Metro, was this snare I added in. For this, the kick doesn't come in until the next pattern, and the kick just follows the 808 pattern. Pretty simple, pretty basic. It's just a rack kick, and then everything together. But yeah, 21 Savage Mode tutorial, Savage Mode 2 tutorial. You already know. Appreciate y'all for coming through. And also, I didn't say in the beginning, but everyone who pulled up from Holy's channel, as you saw before, I may have just told him to shut the f up. But it's because we're friends. We can do that. So everyone who came from there, wish me a happy birthday too. Thank you so much. I hope I can make videos that, you know, inspire you and make you happy, make you laugh, or make you like cringe. Thank y'all for watching.